Welcome. This presentation will be on Johann Pachelbel, the life of a 17th century composer. Let's begin. Pachelbel is known nowadays, in popular culture at least, for his titular Pachelbel's Canon, but that is only half of a canon and jig set that he composed around the age of 27. He is frequently cited as being the last great organist of the Southern German organ school. But what was his life like? A composer of the late 17th century, Johann Pachelbel was born in 1653 in Nuremberg to a middle-class family. His parents enrolled him at St. Lawrence High School, where he showed intellectual and musical aptitude. He received his early musical training from two local instructors, Heinrich Swiemer and J.C. Wecker, who taught him the rudiments of music. Later, he entered the university at Altor in 1669, but his father, the owner of a winery, was unable to support him. In spring of 1670, however, he enrolled in the Gymnasium Poeticum in Regensburg, having been specially selected for his scholarship. Being a Lutheran in a Lutheran-dominated area, Pachelbel nevertheless traveled to the relatively Catholic Vienna in 1673, likely under the influence of his teachers at the university. There he became deputy organist at Stephansdom, a Catholic church, after becoming court organist at Eisenach in the employ of the Duke of Saxe-Eisenach, where he was exposed to Catholic composers of southern Germany and Italy. After a year, the Duke unfortunately died, leaving him and many of the Duke's musicians without post. Pachelbel, though, tactically requested a testimonial for his services, which helped him procure his next position, this time at a Protestant church. Pachelbel became organist, composer, and teacher at the Protestant Predigerkirche at Erfurt in 1678. Here, Pachelbel's skills were put to the test, as Erfurt had very strict rules, including annual re-examinations and requirements, such as that he couldn't improvise his preludes before every chorale, and that those preludes must be based on those chorales' melodies. During this time, he became known for his skill at the organ. In 1681, Pachelbel married his first wife, Barbara Gabler, who died with their first son 2 years later, due to plague. In 1684, he married Judith Dromer, who bore him 5 sons and 2 daughters. The changes in his life led to some of his most expressive work. In 1695, Pachelbel became the organist at St. Sebald's Church in Nuremberg, one of the most celebrated positions of its time. He remained in this position until his death. Now, during his life, he had a reputation as a vocal composer, with large-scale, multi-movement concertos. Nevertheless, he was formerly admired chiefly for his organ and other keyboard music, but, as time has progressed, has now been recognized as a leading composer of church and chamber chorales. Prolific in his works, his keyboard works include toccatas, ricares, fantasias, fugues, chaconnes, suites, and variations. Meanwhile, his chamber music includes partitas, and his vocal works include arias, motets, and sacred concertos. Another aspect of his lasting impact can be seen through his students, one of the most important being Johann Christian Bach, the elder brother and close student of Pachelbel, who in turn taught Johann Sebastian Bach,